Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a simple REST API with Java Spring. So let's get started. You're gonna do a new project, a new Spring initializer, which I did. In the XML package you're gonna have Spring Boot Starter WebKit and Spring Boot Development Tools. So let's run for the first time the application just to make sure it goes well. So it started. It's on port 8080. Let's test this. One moment. So we need a mapping and we need a GET request. That means we need a controller. The server is up and running. So let's start. We're gonna do a new package right here. Let's say web. Okay. And we're gonna make a web configuration which we'll use in the future. Okay. And here we're gonna say this will be our configuration. We're gonna enable the MVC, web MVC model view, and we're gonna do a component scan to let the application know where is our controller. Let's say base packages equal to dot example dot demo dot web dot controller. We're gonna make the controller later. Let's build the controller package. Okay. Actually, let's leave the whole package like this. It will scan automatically. And let's say the class will be Boo controller. This will be our REST controller, and let's say for the mapping it will be, if I select slash, it will go slash, it will go to the index. Let's say a new page, boom. Okay, so for our GET request we should have a function that will return a string in our case. We'll return in the next video some objects. Let's say find all get, which will, let's say, return this is a GET request. Okay, let's actually test this. we do this, nothing will happen. But I set a new page, so one moment. Yep, so we got an error. Let's see. Okay, it seems like it didn't build right here the package, so we built it separate packages. So if it's not in the same packages, the web config won't find this. Let's say here controller, and here will be the web. So we're gonna move the controller in the controller package and the web config in the web package, and these two ones we're going to delete. Let's start fresh. And let's refresh on Boo. Oh, there we go. This is a request, get request. So let's continue adding a parameter to our get request, get mapping. Value will be, let's say, an ID. Let's say you want to get request on an ID, and we're gonna say this function will return also a string. We'll deal with objects and databases in the next videos. Find by ID get request, and the path variable will be ID, and the type of the variable will be string. Actually, let's make it number. No, let's keep it string. And we're going to return, sorry for caps. Oh my god, the ID. Okay, let's do the post request, and after that we can play with the requests. We're gonna have post mapping, a simple post request, and response status, which will be an HTTP status that says it's okay. And the function will return a string, and we're gonna say find all post, and the request, we're gonna need a request body because here we're gonna send our item. In our case, the item will be a string. Resource, let's name it resource, and we're gonna return the item. Usually here we send the item to the database using a GPA interface or another interface. But we'll do that in the next videos. We're just gonna make a simple API get and post request, and let's do the post mapping with an ID, with when we send it on a variable. Here will be slash. Let's do this. Okay, we don't need double quotes here actually, and our response status, which will be HTTP and we're going to return a string. In these functions, practically it's enough to return a HTTP status OK if we just post it. We don't have to actually return nothing, so we could be void. But in our case, we want to see that our post request is actually working, so we're going to return a string on this one. Find by ID post, and here we're gonna have our path variable, which is ID. The type will be string, as I said. We're gonna pass it a string, and we're going to need our request body, which also will be a string. We're gonna do objects a little later. Okay, source. Okay, we forgot an errand right here. It should be okay right now. And let's return ID plus resource. Okay, that should be it. It's a simple API request, post and get. Let's restart it. So remember, it has to be the same package. Okay. Okay, and let's pass it a variable like 3. It will return 3 the variable. For our post request, I will suggest Postman. Let's see what it is. Let's actually do the get request slash parameter 1, and let's switch for the post request. Bad request. Let's see why. One moment. Let's see why. Oh, we need the body, right? Let's say body. Let's say JSON. It's raw, and we're gonna send it a string. Hello world from PHP. Lol. It's gonna return our string. Usually doesn't have to return anything. It's on status OK. Let's try with a parameter. It will return the parameter plus the hello world response. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll modify this in our next video using some items and database, a Postgres database. Please like and subscribe.